Sports Center, huh?
Yes, sir.
Did you enjoy that?
I did. Luckily, with my media team here, I got to do it at home and be nice and comfortable. So, no, it was fun though. I enjoyed it for sure.
Just, you talked earlier about having the taste in your mouth and wanting to keep it. Is that just kind of keep building the more success this team has?
Yeah, for sure. Obviously, you get more and more things added onto your plate, and the games get bigger as you go. And so, if you lose, obviously the next game's not going to be as big. So, like I said, we're trying to keep that pace going. We know where we are. We understand that, and we also understand the work that needs to go in to keep that. So, I think we're headed in the right direction right now for sure.
I talked to Brett Hundley about you last week. He, you broke his record. He was very complimentary and saw some similarities between your styles. Did you ever watch him play or know anything about him before you came to UCLA?
Yeah, for sure. I think that he was probably one of the only UCLA quarterbacks I really watched. I watched Josh a little bit, obviously, his freshman year. But Brett was definitely the guy. He's the guy that I always thought of when it comes to UCLA quarterbacks. And so, definitely a guy I look up to and a guy I model after for sure.
Do you see any similarities in the way you guys play?
Yeah, for sure. Both smart guys. Both can read the defense really well. He did some really good things here while he was here, especially against SC, being undefeated versus those guys. And, there's definitely a lot of things like the legs and the things he can do to create plays and stuff like that definitely show up on the film for sure.
Did you watch that game, the USC Utah game?
I did. I watched it from start to finish, rewatched the highlights and all the film and everything. So I've watched it multiple times for sure.
Any takeaways from that game? Any impressions?
Yeah. Well, shout out the Utes. They did their thing going into the end of the game. I think the real defining moment in that game was the minute before and after halftime when Utah got to be able to tie the game up. And so, but no, the SC's a really good team. You can see it all over the tape. Obviously, losing Jordan Addison late in that game kind of hurt him a little bit, but still a really good team for sure.
How about Oregon now that you've watched the tape?
Yeah, sure. Really fast front seven. DBs can cover really well. You can tell that they're well coached. Still a new system. They do a lot of communication pre-snap, trying to get guys lined up. So, but again, just a really fast defense. That's what I can see from right now. So.
Is there a part of the offense that you feel more familiar or more comfortable in this season?
Me personally, I love to throw the ball. So the pass game right now I think is clicking on all cylinders. But I think obviously leaning on Zach, the O-line, getting those guys going and make sure that we're good in the run game takes a lot of stress off my plate. So I think leaning on that for sure coming into this game would be a big thing.
Who do you think are some of the smartest players on this team?
Whew. Tough question. Put me on the spot. Besides me, no, there's definitely a lot of smart guys. Definitely on the O-line. I'd probably say those are probably the smartest guys on the offense, with John Gaines, Moff, Sam, Duke, Raekwon being in grad school and everything. So I'd say right now the O-line leads the line for smart guys, but I'd say Bobo's really intelligent when it comes to ball. Kaz knows, Cam, Zach's a good football player. But I mean, it's hard to pick. That was a really tough question for sure.
So when you define the smart guys, there, did you mean like football, like high football IQ guys, or like academic smart?
Yeah, high football IQ.
Okay,
high football.
just making sure.
Not saying
no,
that.
I'm just making sure.
Yeah. Not saying that they're dummies in the classroom, but they're definitely smart guys out on the field. So.
You're a little biased. You didn't mention any defensive guys.
No, I'm playing. No, those guys are really smart too. It's just I know the offensive guys a lot better than I do the defensive guys. So.
With this environment and being on the road at Autzen, is this like the perfect situation to have such an experienced, smart offensive line leading the way?
Oh yeah, for sure. I think it's going to be a special moment for everybody. We live for games like this when you get a sold out crowd. It's on college game day. Anything and everything you can ask for is going to be at this game. So, we live for moments like this. It's going to be really fun. And so I think we're just ready to attack the week and looking forward to Saturday for sure.
Is this kind of what you envisioned when you decided to come back, or is this even better maybe than you thought would happen?
Oh no, this is right where I thought we'd be come to this point in the season. You know, you go into a bye week 6-0, coming out the bye week, you got a really good team on the national spotlight. So you know, you couldn't ask for anything more. I think this is, you know, where I personally envision this team being. And you know, like I said, I couldn't be more grateful to be here right now. So.
Do you want to win this for Coach too? Because you know he's going back to Oregon, and you know this could kind of change the whole perception of his time at UCLA, and maybe be known for something more than what he did at Oregon, right?
Yeah, for sure. I think this team and myself included wants to win this for this university. Coach Kelly includes that and everything that he's done for this program. So I think we're just trying to put this program, like I said, back on the national spotlight. And in that obviously comes with Coach Kelly, because you know he gets all the recognition being the main guy. So.
Watching the USC game, Caleb's obviously the way he keeps plays alive. It's thrilling, it's exciting. Sometimes he gets into trouble. That's something you did a lot early in your career. How do you find that balance between when to extend the play and when to, you know, chuck it away? And how do you experience that growth?
Yeah, for sure. I think, like I said, I can't speak on necessarily his situation, but for my situation, it all was based on experience. You know, like you said, my earlier years, I had a lot of flash plays, as well as some plays that I'd like to take back. And so, you know, all that goes into it. I've learned from those splash plays, and I've also learned from the plays where I got sacked 20 yards behind the line. So, you know, I think that's probably a part of his game too. He's probably gonna have to learn through some of those growing pains. But you can see the talent that jumps off the screen. And I think that's the difference between, like you said, making splash plays and then being able to take control of the game and be a game manager in that way. And being able to know when to take your shots on and off the field. So.
Given the environment that you guys are going into, how big is the discipline going to be a factor this week?
Yeah, it's going to be a huge thing. You know, their defensive line, they stem and move all the time. So O-line's going to have to be locked in that way. It's going to be loud in there, especially on third downs. So, you know, we got the crowd noise pumping out here at practice, trying to emulate that. But, you know, you never know how it really is until you're in it. You know, we don't play there every week, so it's going to be a different feeling and a different environment for us. But, you know, like I said, I have full faith and trust in the guys here with how smart our O-line is and the rest of the guys on the offense. I have no worries. We're going to go in there, and like I said, we're going to do our thing. So.
Do you guys practice like silent count, stuff like that on a week like this?
I won't give away too much information, but yeah, I'm sure Coach Kelly will have a wrinkle or two in there for it. So.
What do you remember from your previous trip shots? And I remember a couple years ago you didn't play.
Yeah. So going back to my freshman year, we went there, got our butts kicked, and that wasn't fun. I remember the crowd being loud though, really into the game. Let's see, my sophomore year, I don't know if I played or not. I don't know if I played. I don't think I didn't play. And then COVID, obviously I didn't get COVID, but I couldn't travel with the team for contact tracing. And then last year we lost to them. So again, I haven't beat Oregon. I have just like Utah, I have a bad taste in my mouth. And so you know, I think we're just going to come out here on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and go to work, and then see where the tables land on Saturdays.
What do the bracelets say? Are those new today?
Oh, right here? Yeah. No, I've always had these. These are from my chess mentor. This one says player, not a piece. And this one says protect the king. So for me, the king could be anything. Could be myself. It could be the ball. It could be anything. So just making sure I always have those on me.
What does it mean this week? What's the king this week?
Ooh. Like I said, the king could be a lot of things. This week in particular, for sure, is going to be the ball. You know, the only thing I'm thinking about from last week's game, or 2 weeks ago game, was the interception late in the game, the pick six. And so, again, I pride myself on trying to keeping the ball safe, and that's one of the ways I got to do it, is making sure I protect the king. And so, yeah, I think that's going to be the main thing going into this game for sure.
Thanks, Dorian.